Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into this, another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Come what may tonight, 6 o'clock, Auburn will play Arkansas, but no matter what happens with that game, it will not be two in the barbecue for the Auburn Tigers, as they got it done yesterday versus Stanford. A lot of firsts happened yesterday. Randall, Stanford, first time they've ever gone 0-2 in 17 trips, I think, to the World Series. First time Auburn ever beat Stanford in the World Series after 4 tries, so they're now 1-4 versus the Cardinal. Auburn got it done. Most strikeouts ever by an Auburn starting pitcher, 9 strikeouts. Who would have thought that would be Trace Bright? But how great is it for a coach to show some belief and to really believe in a kid and know what his potential is, run him out there in a crucial situation, and for him to reward the coach?
Well, I think you have to. When you're dealing in these tournament situations where arms are getting used up, a lot of nerves around for all, some days just aren't your day on the mound. And, you know, Butch Thompson's a pitching coach. And that's where his bread was buttered. I think he's one of the better coaches in the league now overall, but you kind of lean on the things that you know the best, and we all had heard before he ends up at Auburn that he's one of the best pitching coaches in the country, and I think that has proven out. And you do have to have a lot of confidence in a guy when you're dealing with that position, even though things didn't go their way the previous time. So the better thing is Trace Bright. What does this mean for him moving on? Because if Auburn gets through this game, you know, you look down at his stat totals yesterday, and he didn't throw a lot of pitches. You know, was it 5 innings?
I think so.
Yeah, 5 innings, and that's been a majority of the pitching for Auburn has gotten 4 or 5 innings there from the start of the rotation. And if Auburn gets through this one, you're going to expect some of these guys to come back and probably give you 2 or 3 strong innings in relief down the stretch. And I think that we're in a good position for that if we can get a good start out of Barnett today.
Hopefully that'll be the case. Mason Barnett going to get the start against Arkansas. I haven't seen a starter been announced yet for Arkansas. Maybe that's already come out. If it has, let us know. But we'll break down that matchup a little bit more as we move forward in today's show. What did you think about Auburn's victory over Stanford, 6-2? A little shaky in the beginning, down to 2-0. We thought, oh, boy, here we go again. But Trace Bright was able to gather it all together, put it all together, and really when he calmed down, you see what he is capable of, running it up there mid-90s to high 90s fastball. I think he even hit 97 a time or two. When he reached back, it's there if he wants to reach back and go get it. But his curveball was biting, falling off the table. He was a 2 or 3 pitch pitcher. It was just really good to see. And he bought Auburn that offense a little time to find its way. And a guy who has been really, I don't think there's any doubt, the MVP on the offensive side for sure, Cole Foster, in these playoffs, comes up with just a huge base-clearing double off the top. He was about a foot away from immortality in a grand slam in the College World Series.
Sonny D just not swinging the bat extremely well right now, and maybe that's hopes that he gets things turned around, that Auburn picks up that victory without him really having any strong play into what the result was yesterday. And it is good to see Cole Foster, Rambush finally coming back and swinging a decent bat, and that's going to be needed moving forward also. So I'm thankful that we got a chance to watch another game. You know, I was prodding some of our Alabama faithful today that hope they'll tune in at 6 tonight to watch our Auburn Tigers in the College World Series. Only 6 teams remaining here in the country, and we happen to be one of the 6. And count your blessings at some point that you've got some serious baseball ahead of you and some serious sports ahead of you at this time of the year for the Auburn Tigers. That's saying a mouthful, Andy.
No question. I mean, I would imagine there are even some people in Starkville that are like, hey, you know what, let's keep it in the state. Well, they're actually pulling for Ole Miss, maybe to win this thing. So, it would not be completely out of character or completely unheard of for the state of Alabama to say, hey, you know what, why not just, you don't have to cheer loudly, but, I mean, you don't cheer against.
No, they will be cheering as vehemently towards Auburn as you possibly can. Now, so whatever you just said, Andy, just
out the window.
Yeah, completely out the window. Yeah. Shall I show you my text thread as I was prodding along a few minutes ago?
No, I'm sure. I'm trying to be, step out here and be magnanimous, but it's not working.
That did not work.
Okay. Blake Burkhalter. Ever seen anybody better in college baseball in this little stretch? The last 2 games, I guess. Well,
no, he got himself in some trouble yesterday. Just
a lot of full counts.
They couldn't find the strike zone, and he was able to string together enough pitches to get out of them. But he had us all on the edge. But he's dynamic.
As much as you can do that without only giving up 1 hit.
Well, that's true. But as explosive as he is with 3 pitches, and I call that changeup the way that he's throwing it right now an explosive pitch, because when you're rolling something up there at 97, and there's a difference between a flat 97 and a 97 that looks like it's jumping when it gets to the bat, and Burkhalter's 97 is just, I don't know what it is. It's got movement on it. He's a pro. He's one of those guys, when you watch him, you go, this could be a quick roll for you in the minors if his arm stays healthy and he keeps throwing these 3 pitches the way that he is. But that changeup at 83 and locating that. So the reason I say those 3-2 counts for him is when you've got that type of stuff, you can put it in the zone and say good luck. And we saw him do that in the previous outing when he got 8 outs. He put the ball in the zone and said good luck, and they struggled getting anything on it. But worried me a little bit yesterday, but he's a pro. I'm sure I'm glad he's on our side, and can we get to him a few more times is the question.
Yeah, his last 2 outings against Oregon State and against Stanford, 5 innings, 72 pitches thrown, 48 strikes, 24 balls, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts.
About as good as you can do it.
I mean, I don't know what else you ask. But again, so you would assume he's unavailable tonight, correct? After 2 1/3, or is he? Can he give you an inning?
Oh, I think you'd go after an inning.
You would?
If you need it. I don't think you can ask for 6 outs out of him.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be asked. But we got a lot of, some of our bullpen that hasn't seen the field.
Completely rested.
Yes.
So you throw Mason Barnett out there. The hope is
if he can get you 5, you've hit a home run.
So you got, clearly you got Carson Swilling who's been very reliable. You have Chase Isbell. You have Chase Alsop. You have Connor Copeland. You have, even a Brooks Fuller is still out there that has John Armstrong, true freshman, who's been really well. All those guys are itching just to get in the game. So, conceivably you could throw 5 guys, just give me 1 inning. And, and specialize, Brooks Fuller, you bring in to get out 1 left-hander. Whatever, you can play matchup, throughout. So I think, as far as Auburn's pitching staff is concerned, even though they're in the loser's bracket right now, you got to feel pretty good about where you are and where your arms are, that it's kind of, it's set up. If the bats can just stay hot and you can scratch across, a handful of runs, you feel like, it's kind of set up for us to make a run at this.
Well, you lose the first game giving up only 5 runs. You have 2 of those in the first inning. Auburn holds Stanford to just 2 runs. So in both outings, Auburn only giving up an average of 3.5 runs a game. And what more can you ask for? I mean, you're giving yourself a chance. You know, the issue with this Auburn squad right now, even back to the Super Regionals, is you got to get 3 or 4 guys swinging hot bat. We seem to be leaning on a couple in each outing. We can't get Sonny D and Foster and some of these others going at the same time. That's still sitting out there. We saw it in the regionals. Auburn got everybody going at the same time. And I never thought that we would be sitting here in the College World Series thinking, after watching that regional outing, and thinking, man, if we can just hit the ball a little bit, we got a chance. But that is the case. And don't get me wrong, the Ole Miss pitcher was outstanding in the first one. Hopefully Arkansas put somebody up there that's not quite as dynamic in the third start of the series. I'm hoping that's the case.
That would be nice. Ty says, I think Auburn bullpen might be one of the best in the country. Arkansas pitcher is TBA for tonight, still TBA. I think Sonny D is close to breaking out of his slump. Rambush came out of his slump yesterday. That was huge. I mean, hopefully that, because he's the table setter. And you notice that, they moved Brody Moore up yesterday to number 2. And that he's been swinging one of the hotter bats too. But like you said, it's just a matter of kind of getting everybody going at the same time. I mean, you'll take what you can take what you can get, but having Rambush at the beginning and Sonny D, being who he is, that's what you gotta have if you're Auburn, if you're gonna have any success. Ole Miss, anybody gonna beat Ole Miss?
Well, they were
crushing people.
They were start of the season #1 for a reason. They still got them, and they're hot right now. And that's a program that's always seems to be here, so it's not something new to them.
Up against our first break here on the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hilleby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hilleby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
The city famous for its music is quiet now, but it's about to be overwhelmed by the symphony of speed. Nashville Superspeedway will be rocking from the pit to the grandstand. June 24th through 26th, the Ally 400 NASCAR Cup Series race weekend brings a mix of incredible racing and live entertainment. Tickets are going fast, so visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com today and join the full throttle fun.
At Glenn Smith in Opelika, we are proud to be celebrating our 30th anniversary. Enjoy big discounts on Chevrolet Buick and GMC SUVs. Chevy Equinox discounted up to $4,500. Buick Encores discounted up to $3,250. And GMC Acadias discounted up to $4,250. New inventory is arriving daily.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. As we mentioned, Auburn and Arkansas tonight, 6 o'clock on ESPN. Mason Barnett going to get the start for the Tigers. He has been pretty good his last few outings. He was not wasn't a regular starter on the weekend for Auburn until Hayden Mullins had his arm problem and was shut down for the rest of the season. But he has filled in and been pretty good. I mean, he's another guy that, Auburn has got some arms, man. I mean, they've got some guys that can run it up there in the high 90s and have really, really good stuff when they're on. So he for a third starter, this is where you're at for most teams. I think Auburn, it's kind of weird. It's a disadvantage and an advantage. Like, it seems like Auburn's 1, 2, and 3 almost. I'm not, again, Joseph Gonzalez, when he's on, he's phenomenal. But, he hasn't been great. I talked about that yesterday. Last 6 starts, he's 1-5. He's given up 20 runs, I think, in those 5 starts. But so Auburn's, most everybody's starters are 1, 2, and 3, and they get a little worse every time. You might could argue Auburn's is 1, 2, and 3 may get a little better, so it may work out as an advantage.
Well, they're a lot alike. And which of the 3 can get more than one pitch over the plate has seemed to be the issue here, because all of them have explosive stuff. And Barnett's a big, strong, mid-90s fastball, can touch it 96, 97, can keep you off balance, but got to be able to get the other pitches over. And so far in the College World Series, that's been what to watch for. Because if you have to consistently go back to that fastball, I don't care who you are, in today's game, these batters are getting a little bit more. And you watch Sonny D at the plate. they've been able to get off-speed pitches over early in the count against Auburn and get ahead of him. And he seems off balance somewhat once that happens. And I know he's selective, and I know he's drawn a lot of walks so far this year, and his on-base percentage is through the roof. But he seems a little defensive at the plate more than aggressive right now. And I think that's because of the batters getting ahead of him. And, I watched Barnett that last game, and I thought he was as explosive as we have in the starting rotation. I just hope that he's as good as he can be tonight, because if he gets past 5 innings for Auburn, I like our chances.
David says, according to Coach Thompson, McIntyre is the guy for Arkansas tonight.
Okay. What do you know about McIntyre?
I don't know anything about him. But
anybody else know anything about McIntyre?
I will investigate it during the break.
Yeah.
And see if we can come up with something. But according, that's from Coach Thompson. So, we'll look at that during the break and see what he's done this year. But today, Texas A&M and Notre Dame, who moves on, do you think?
I got to say A&M. Mm-hmm. I know Notre Dame's, an elder statesman crew that took down Tennessee, but I think at the end of the day, the SEC arms are going to be what takes us along and moves us further. Unfortunately for us, we're going to probably see a good arm from Arkansas. But your thoughts, Andy? I mean, I think we're all a lot alike. I mean, we're just conditioned for this at this point. An interesting stat that I heard is the 4 teams from the SEC West that made it to the College World Series, not one of them won a game in the SEC tournament. Is that right?
Wow. That sounds crazy, but true.
I think that is true, and that just tells you the depth of this conference and how good the arms can be in this conference from a top, and whichever ones are hot, and how many teams can get a hot bat in the middle of that order can change the dynamic of the game overall too. So it's hard for me to go away from the SEC right now. You?
Oh, yeah, I think you're probably right. Only one top 8 seed makes it to the World Series. And I think I think Texas A&M, it's like the first time ever that, one of the top, or 2 top 8 seeds, I guess, Texas A&M and Stanford, but only one of them, wins a game. Stanford doesn't even win a game. So it's been a kind of a strange, but I guess to your point, I mean, the parity in college baseball is gotten so much better, and teams that are on the bubble, like an Ole Miss, could make a run. And you see, like in years past, you see like a Fresno State, or you see a Coastal Carolina. I mean, you don't have to go 50-2. Guys, there are teams that if you get on a good roll, you can win it all.
Well, Auburn at this point has knocked out the 2 and 3 national seeds from the tournament, so that's probably a pretty good thing.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yes, but Andy, and I'd love to hear from you out there. Today's game has changed so much from the time that I remember watching Ben McDonald throw for LSU in the College World Series, and he could touch it. He could touch 93 to 95, but for the most part, Ben McDonald, who was an explosive starter and an all-time great in the SEC, was a 91, 92 mile per hour guy, which was 4 to 5 mile per hour faster than the average SEC starter in the day. Fair to say?
Yeah.
If we had a gun on anyone in the College World Series that was a major starter and their average fastball right now was 85 or 86, I mean, we'd go like, is this Greg Maddux? I mean, does he have that kind of control? Because
he better have a lot of movement.
Because there's no way in the world that he can get anybody out in today's game that way. And I'm going somewhere with this, and meaning that, the parity in the game is partly because of the strength of the arms. When you have that much firepower in your arms, when you're throwing in the mid-90s for the most part, if you got a guy that's hot, he can be the 3rd starter. I mean, Auburn's about to float someone out there that's our 4th starter, maybe 5th starter at the start of the season that we're putting in there today, and you don't know that our 1's any better than him.
Yeah.
If he's throwing as good as he can, and I think a lot of teams have that luxury that they did not have 20 years ago.
That's probably a good point. Don't go anywhere. We got to take a break, but we'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you just for about 30 more minutes left in today's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248. 256-397-0248. I could use an extra $1,000.
Well, a lot of people wished they're sitting there watching and going over your words, which you've used very eloquently for the last several years, and they're thinking to themselves, why did I not listen to Andy a little bit sooner than today? I had this conversation yesterday with my old man. I wonder where interest rates are going to end up, because we have had
higher than they are now.
Higher than they are now, and they are double where they were when you probably first started saying that only a few years ago. So it's a wild ride that I don't see ending anytime soon in our glorious country that we live in these days. I tried to tee you up.
Yeah, I'm not taking the bait. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. You want to? Is it okay if we change the subject?
Please.
Okay.
I've read and seen enough of where we stand.
The transfer portal.
Yep.
A lot have been made about everybody that left Auburn over the last year or so. Well, we brought in 10 guys through the portal. All right, so let's take a look at them. You tell me, how big of an impact do you think they can make? Or what do you feel good about it? Or I tell you what, you give me your hope and your realistic expectation.
Okay.
Okay? Hope and realistic expectation.
Ooh, that last one is where you know you're teeing me up.
All right, let's start. Safety, Craig McDonald from Iowa State. Last year for the Cyclones, 41 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 1 pass breakup from a safety position. Auburn loses Smoke Monday, and they lose some other guys that hardly ever played. But you bring back, Nehemiah Pritchett, you bring back Zion Puckett, bring back several other defensive backs. Craig McDonald coming from Iowa State. What's your hope for him? What's your realistic expectation?
Well, my hope is he's solid. He's coming from a good program.
Yeah.
Iowa State has become a consistent winner.
Threat to win the Big 12.
Yes, year in and year out. So I think that's a good get for Auburn. Solid productivity with 41 tackles. We'll need more than that for Auburn this year if we're to have a good season defensively, and he's expected to start alongside Zion Puckett, it looks like. I think it's a great get for Auburn. Realistic expectation, when I look at 41 tackles in the conference that he's in, he's going to have to improve mightily to make that big of a splash here in the SEC, because there's no comparison from the athletes in his conference to the athletes he's going to have to deal with on a day in and day out basis in the SEC.
Used to we would say, I guess 5-10 years ago, we'd say, they throw it a ton in the Big 12. In the SEC, he's not going to see that. Not so much anymore. Offenses are pretty much everybody's throwing the ball around all over the place.
Well, and your safeties are put in some pretty tough situations, and some of the better Auburn defenses we've seen over the last decade have taken safeties like Denson that are our leading tacklers on the squad. I think of Rudy Ford and how many tackles he got from that position. So it's not only in run defense but also in pass defense, and we'll see. All I know is it was a need get, and it's probably an above-average get for us.
If he's only got 1 pass breakup, perhaps he might fit in better run support like a nickel position. You think?
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, how about cornerback DJ James from Oregon? 46 tackles in the Pac-12 last year, 2 interceptions, 5 pass breakups. You lose Roger McCreary, one of the best corners last year in the SEC. You're trying to, but you got Jalen Williams coming back. Like I said, you got Nehemiah Pritchett coming back. You got some options there. Hopes and realistic expectations for him.
Well, hopes is the ceiling's very high for him. Was a big-time prospect, played well at Oregon, but not great.
Right.
A little above average. Ends up here at Auburn. I think the athleticism is there.
Went through spring, by the way.
Yes. So I would say realistic expectations, if I'm glass half fulling, is that he's going to be a starter on this defense before the season's out. I don't think that he's projected for that, but I think the athleticism's there for that. So I think I'll stay positive with him because I have felt pretty good about the way that our secondary has performed at Auburn over the last, say, 7 or 8 years. So when we're talking about that position, I got more confidence there than I do in some others.
Okay, I like that. About linebacker Eugene Asante from North Carolina. Last year for the Tar Heels, 23 tackles, 1 pass breakup. You lose Zacoby McClain. You lose Chandler Wooten. You bring back Owen Papo. You bring back, Cam Riley. You bring back
Wesley Steiner.
Wesley Steiner. Hopes and realistic expectations.
Hopes is that he's solid. Realistic expectations is this is a unit that I'm scared to death of. So I'm more hoping that Wesley Steiner is a solid contributor to Auburn this year and takes a massive leap forward in what we've seen with him. I think he's a super guy that a lot of people are cheering for. So I have more hopes in Wesley Steiner taking that step than I do this guy coming from North Carolina that struggled there.
Think he could be a contributor?
I think he's going to have to be a contributor with this linebacking core that Auburn's got. It's just not deep at all.
How did we go from the shape we were in to really, really solid to seem like we're back to skeleton crew?
I don't have a good enough answer for you on that.
We got to take a break. We'll continue to run down these 10 transfers and our hopes and realistic expectations right after this.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Whether you prefer bricks, clicks, or taps, there's one place built around all your needs. For whatever it is you want to do. Even if your needs change, we'll be right there with you, making it all possible. Because you never know when a new addition will come along. So walk in, log on, or tap away. Either way, Valley's built to help you do you. Wherever life takes you, we'll be right there with you.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Alex City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs. Or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogrooom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. We're looking at Auburn's 10 incoming transfers from the transfer portal. We are giving our hopes and expectations, realistic expectations for these players as they become a part of the Auburn family. All right, we got to, how about the newest member of the Auburn football team, edge rusher Marcus Bragg. I love that name. Marcus Bragg from Western Kentucky. 2011, 27 tackles on the defensive line there, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. Solid?
Yeah, solid in a need position.
Yeah.
So
6'5", 268 pounds. He's got the size.
And I think that size is needed because Auburn's giving up some size when it comes to some of those up front end types. So I like this get for Auburn. I like the 4 sacks. Can the 4 sacks become 7 sacks at Auburn? We'll see. I think he's going to get the opportunity to see the field quite a bit. So I'm my reasonable expectation is that he sees a lot of snaps at Auburn, and that's a good thing, and that's a good get for Auburn in the portal.
Yeah. I mean, look, I say what I said yesterday. I know people look at that and go, well, it's Western Kentucky. But Iku Leota came from Northwestern. Did you really expect that to be, a big get? And he turned out to be very productive for Auburn. So I wouldn't discount it. I'm definitely putting some hope on Mr. Bragg.
I have more hope in that get than I am with some of these others that are about to come up.
Defensive tackle Morris Joseph from Memphis. 38 tackles from the interior of a defensive line. That's pretty good. 4.5 tackles for loss and 1.5 sacks. You bring back Colby Wooden. Like I said, you're adding in Jeffrey Imba, Jason Jones, who we'll talk about here in a little bit. Marcus Harris is back on the defensive line. So I'm not sure you're asking a whole lot from Morris Joseph, but what's your hope for him?
Well, it's a rotation setting there. So, when you've got defensive tackles, you'd like to have 5 or 6 that you can rotate in consistently, and I think that he will be in that mix. So maybe the second grouping. And if that's the case, Andy, and if he can have some semi-productivity and be a big, strong presence in the middle, it reminds me of the big kid that we got fair from UAB last year. Was he dynamic? No. But was he a piece in a needed position that took a lot of snaps for Auburn? Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Joseph's the same here from Memphis.
Same on that same category, defensive tackle, even nose tackle, if you might go that way. Jason Jones, 19 tackles last year for the Ducks, 1.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks. He is an enormous human being himself. He might be more of the Tony Fire plug type. I mean, but I think he's 6'4", 6'5", too.
Looks like he's a nose with that big size. Does that change up what we're able to do because we've got someone? Fair was giving up a lot of height, so he wasn't, the overwhelming force that you want at nose tackle.
6'6", 328.
Yeah, he's a massive guy. I think he's from Calera. I remember seeing him. If memory serves me, I've got a good idea. He's not an out of this world athlete. He's just a big, strong, sturdy guy that hopefully is a piece that Auburn can throw in there. And I'm not expecting any major stats from him, but you do need size at that position. Clearly, he has it.
Yeah.
So
new defensive line coach this year. Wonder if how that'll affect things as well. According to the word on the street, Randy, he's already impressing his teammates with his quickness.
Who?
Surprising quickness. Jason Jones.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, we'll see.
Athleticism.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, I hope.
Okay. I'm just telling you what the word on the street is.
Look, I'm cheering the same as you are.
Okay.
I mean, I look at the productivity. He had 19 tackles in, 14 games?
You're a guy that looks at this. I know we've had this conversation 100 times. And I'm not, Brett, I'm not going to try to talk you into looking past the stats.
Okay, well, I think a lot are watching out there and going, what's Andy talking about? Well, Brett and I have been calling ball games together for 20 years. And I'm not knocking Brett, but at times Brett will get caught up in a defensive lineman that looks really good. He's strong, and he's maybe the first one you want off the bus guy. And we've played 3 quarters, and we've broadcasted 3 quarters of ball together, and I ain't called his name yet. And he ain't called his name yet either. And I'm like, he's beautiful. But give me just an ugly one. Just give me an ugly duckling out there. I don't think Nick Fairley ever looked pretty. He had the big old gut, never looked like he was overly built or strong or anything, and he's just productive. And so when I look at 19 tackles, and how many games did Oregon play last year? 14. The productivity's not through the roof. I hope we get it, but I'm not holding my breath.
Realistic expectation.
Average.
Let's just couple these next 2 together, these next 4 into 2 groups here, because they're both the same position. Coy Moore, LSU wide receiver, Dazzlin Worsham from Miami, 2 wide receivers coming in. Worsham did not play last year. Moore, 5 receptions, 71 yards last year for the Bengal Tigers.
Like, what am I comparing it to? Because we are talking about Auburn's receiving core now.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm comparing it to what we currently have on the squad, they're equal. They're pieces that can find playing time on a subpar Auburn receiving squad. I want to buy into a lot of these guys, but until the productivity goes where we all hope that it does, then I think that they're all pieces that are going to get some time and have an opportunity. I saw Worsham in high school. Pretty good player. Never really jumped out, but he's a good player.
You more excited about, say, an Omar Kelly?
Yeah. I think from an athleticism standpoint, absolutely I am. But, again, he's a true freshman, and that's tough to break into. So one of the biggest question marks on Auburn's team last year and this year is the receiving core. Can it get better? Adding these 2 guys can't hurt.
Yeah. Finally, Robbie Ashford, Zach Calzada. One from Oregon, one from Texas A&M. These seem to be – T.J. Finley's clearly going to get his shot as well. But it's going to be one of those three guys. It's going to be the quarterback. So how, can they be as good or better than Bo Nix? I guess that's really the question.
Well, I think that we did a really good job going out in the transfer portal and getting two guys from an athleticism standpoint that their ceiling's pretty high. I believe that. I've watched Ashford, seen him a lot, know what type of athlete he is, know the program he played for, watched him in spring. Kind of jumps out to you from an athleticism standpoint in the spring. Ball jumps out of both of their hands. So I think we could have done a lot worse going out on the transfer portal. I think we've given ourselves a chance. I really do.
Yeah.
So I'm not negative on either of these guys. And if you told me either of these guys were our opening day starter, I'd be perfectly fine with it. I really would. I'm hoping it's not T.J. Finley. I've been pretty vocal about that. I've seen kind of what I hope to see there. But I think both of these guys bring similar things to the table, which also tells me that hopefully Brian Harsin knows what he's going to look for, and he's not getting two guys that bring separate things to the table. I think they look and hopefully play a lot alike.
Hope it gets our final break here. We'll be back with one last segment right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around. Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon, taking you up to 1 o'clock, as we mentioned, the Auburn Tigers and Arkansas Razorbacks. Tonight at 6 o'clock on ESPN, they had both been the home team, so they flipped a coin. Auburn won. Auburn is the home team. So if you're wondering why Auburn will be the home team tonight, that's why they won the coin toss. So that's how that works. All right, so that was tonight, and then Texas A&M and Notre Dame today at 1 o'clock, immediately following the Auburn Blitz. It is the first day of summer, Randy.
Longest day of the year.
Longest day of the year. June the 21st, on this day, sadly, the Yankees announced Lou Gehrig's retirement after doctors revealed that he had ALS, soon to be known as Lou Gehrig's disease. 1970, he would die not too long after that, actually. 1970, Brazil, here's just for you. I put this on for you.
Yeah.
Brazil and Pelé. The accent's on the second E, by the way. Pelé became the first team and player to win 3 World Cup championships, defeating Italy 4-1.
What is still considered the greatest team of all time.
Is that right?
The 1970 Brazilian squad. Yes.
Argentina, they probably won 3, hadn't they?
Argentina has. They won one in 78. Won again. I know they won in 86.
80s, yeah.
They won it in 86 with Maradona. The hand of God. So, yes, Argentina has won their fair share, but Brazil's won again since then. But that 70 squad still considered the greatest of all time, and they had missed out in 66 where that World Cup was in England, and England won, and Pelé got hurt in the second game and couldn't compete following that, so he kind of came back in 70, and they put all their resources into winning, and they won it fairly easily, as you see, 4-1. But they ran through that tournament easily.
Yeah. 1986 on this day, I remember it. Bo Jackson signs a 3-year contract to play baseball with the Kansas City Royals.
Worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, it did.
He opened a lot of eyes.
You know, Bo, thinking about this, Bo was ahead of his time in that nobody was going to tell him what he was going to do. He was going to do whatever he wanted to do. And, you know, they tried to that whole thing with, you know, the Buccaneers, or, you know, was that who it was? You know, kind of he had to forfeit.
Yeah, pick number 1 in the draft. And
yeah, and then they were going to, you know, they were going to make him, you know, he was going to play football. And he was like, no, I'll do whatever I want. And he was a unique individual. It was so it boggles the mind. You wonder what his career would have been if he doesn't have the hip injury.
Well, it's funny to hear Frank Thomas talk about him, and to think about Frank Thomas and Bo Jackson in an Auburn uniform with a metal bat in their hand. Think about that. And we're not talking about dulled down metal bats. We're talking about the old Green Easton.
It's amazing somebody didn't get killed.
Well, Frank Thomas says that. He said, can you imagine pitching to the two of us with these old green metal Easton bats and some of the lasers that we hit around the park at that time? And but Frank Thomas did say, you know, I concentrated on baseball. It was kind of my passion. It's what I did. Bo just showed up and he hit dingers, you know, and that's how talented he was. But he was something to see.
No doubt about it. It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are back on the air tomorrow. Same time, same channel. For Randy Lee, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.